Hi, my name is Heather Torres, and we are going to take a look at the overall Canadian media market. Getting into a little bit of Canadian history, Canada is similar to its other North American neighbors in that it was built upon from colonialism from other large nations. First colonized by France in 1534, it eventually exchanged hands to the British in 1763, and only becoming a self-governing country in 1931 that still had minor British rule. Canada was a founding member of NATO, leading the way to their open immigration policy in the 1960s. The North American Free Trade Agreement between the U.S. and Mexico was adopted in 1989, making trade between these countries much easier. Canada is the second largest country in the world with a parliamentary government and high education rate. A little bit more about the population is that they have a high standard of living, and the country is officially bilingual with English and French as being the official languages. Now let's do some economic exploration. By knowing the economy of a market, I may be able to better know the feasibility of my product, which is avocados, and their potential growth. The population of Canada is 36.7 million people, with a high life expectancy. The conversion rate is 75 cents for every Canadian dollar. While the dollar is low, it is not a very great variance. With NAFTA currently, the US and Canada share $1.3 trillion bilateral trade investment. Since the proximity of Canada is so close, most distribution channels are short and move easily between the manufacturer and the end user. The important economic aspect and cultural aspect are necessary so you can know who the Canadian consumer is. Canadians spend 60% of their disposable income on US goods, 9.3 of which is spent on food. With a population that's growing, that means more avocados will be needed and they will have the money to spend on them. Now let's look at the media deep dive. There are three major networks in Canada. Canadian Broadcast Corporation, which includes television and radio, is the national public broadcaster. CTV is the largest private nationwide broadcaster, and TVA is the French countrywide broadcaster, which broadcasts completely in French. Global television is also available on one English-speaking channel countrywide. The Canadian television stations carry a large amount of U.S. programming, such as popular TV shows and sporting events, but are mandated to show local Canadian commercials. Radio and internet are local and dependent on the region. The major websites that are the same that are similar in the U.S., such as Google and YouTube, and social sites like Facebook and Twitter are also the most popular. There are 99 daily newspapers distributed in Canada. The leading national newspapers being the Toronto Star, the Globe, and the Mail, and those are distributed in Toronto. And there is the French-speaking La Presse, which is in French. The majority of the coverage of media is taken in by the population through television and internet. However, both of these are costly, primarily television, and they are dispersed to an ethnically diverse group and geography. Media spend in 2017 was primarily spent in the digital space at 6.4 million Canadian dollars, with conventional media, TV being the second highest with 1.9 million Canadian dollars. Thank you for exploring Canada with me. The culture, the history, the economy, the consumers, and the media channels and how people consume their media.